Hello guys, it's Stephen here back with another video, and I thought I'd make a little video reacting to the Champions League draw. It's not quite as exciting, I guess, as the Carabao... No, I'm kidding. It's much more exciting than the Carabao Cup draw. Today we're going to talk about that a little bit. We've got Shakhtar Donetsk, again, name a more iconic duo than Manchester City and Shakhtar Donetsk, and also Dinamo Zagreb and Atalanta. But before I go too far, before I talk about that, before I dive deep into the world of the Champions League, I want to say thank you, as ever, to OneFootball for sponsoring this channel. They continue to support me. They continue to help a fellow Blue. So if you're a big fan of Manchester City, if you want to help support this channel, click the link in the description below to get all the in-depth news about Manchester City that you need. Thank you very much, OneFootball, for helping support this channel. A wonderful app. Go and download it in the link in the description below. But today we're going to talk about the Champions League draw. Yep, City have got... On paper, once again, I guess a pretty easy group. I want to know how much we're paying off UEFA for this. Oh wait, I thought UEFA hate us. I thought UEFA liked us or don't hate us. Which one is it? People can't decide because they're saying that UEFA... Oh, it's very confusing, isn't it? UEFA are going to ban us, apparently. Have we bought them off now this time? Is there an agenda against Manchester City? Is there an agenda for Manchester City? It's almost like it's complete chance, isn't it? We don't know how it's going. No, but after a very bunch of difficult kind of group of death draws a few years back, I think we've had a couple of good draws in a row now. And we're reuniting our old kind of battle against Shakhtar Donetsk. But I'll go through the other groups before we go through Manchester City. Is a quick look elsewhere. A very interesting group in Group A. Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Club Bruges and Galatasaray. I think that obviously the two big guns will be favourites to go there, but that's got some interesting games. Bayern have got Spurs, Olympiacos, and I can't even say that. Vizeda? I have no idea. I don't like it when there's teams I can't say that. Obviously, then the City's group as well. Juventus have got Atletico, Leverkusen, and Lokomotiv Moscow. That's a very interesting group there. Ronaldo once again versus Atletico. That'll be fascinating to watch how that one goes down. Liverpool have got Napoli. Once again, they're playing a team that they play a lot. Salzburg, which is Alfie Inge Haaland's son, plays for them. He's a really good player. Then they've got Genk from Belgium as well. So I think they've got, you presume Liverpool and Napoli will go through there as well. Maybe Salzburg or Genk could do a surprise, but you never know. Group F is, I feel so bad for Slavia Praha, for the Czech Republic team. They've got Inter, Dortmund and Barcelona. That is a fiery group full of potentially some very good games of football. Group G, you've got Zenit, Benfica, Lyon and Leipzig. A very low-key group, but they'll all be happy with that draw because they'll all fancy their chances there. Some good teams, but there's no clear favourite for that group, I would say. Group H, you've got Chelsea, Ajax, Valencia, and Lille. Chelsea fans, I think, will be relatively happy with that. I mean, they've got some fun away days anyway. Go to Amsterdam for, have some fun times there. Bit of sangria, then go into a beautiful place in France for Lille. But that's it. I think the English teams will be largely pretty happy with their draws, and I think they'll have a chance of getting through. But back onto ours. Well, Cheeky's been talking about the draw, and this is what he said. He said, of course, we know Shakhtar very well. They're always difficult. Zagreb and Atalanta are new opponents for us, but both teams play really good football, and I think you'll see some great games in this group. He went on to say Atalanta did really well last season. They're strong and played good football, and Italian teams are always tough to play against Zagreb too. It'll be difficult, but we are confident. We have to keep being strong in our country, and if we do that, we'll have a chance in this competition. He carried on saying it's important to be ourselves when we play and keep doing things our way. We have to keep fighting. If we do all that, we'll be close. We've shown we can win trophies, and we have to be ourselves in the Champions League. Everything has to be perfect because one mistake in the quarterfinals and you're out. It's important to keep playing and keep tight and keep fighting, and he's absolutely spot on about that. Now, obviously, we know a lot about Shakhtar. We played him for 2 seasons in a row, winning 3 games, losing 1, scoring 12 against them, only conceding 2. And they are basically still the dominant force in Ukrainian football. They've got that ability to unearth loads of Brazilian gems, and they've still kind of got that with Tyson, Titi, Dantinho, and they've got a couple of Ukrainian Brazilians into Juna Moraes and Marlos. They've got a bunch of very good players there, and they'll once again play some good football because they always do. I suspect we should beat them, but we know plenty about them. We know how they play. The biggest man, probably the main one, is the guy who's won the Ukrainian Player of the Year for 3 seasons in a row now. It's Marlos, attacking midfielder, very skillful, a very good player. But I think in general we'll probably feel quite comfortable with Shakhtar Donetsk, and they'll probably be sick of the sight of us in general. I suspect we'll take them very seriously. We know a lot about them. They're constantly in our mind. And they're a very consistent team in how they play. It's just the other two teams that we don't know loads about, really. Dinamo Zagreb, I put this to Twitter and asked around a little bit because honestly, I know very little about them. They absolutely battered everyone last season in the Croatian League, from what I can gather. They won it by like 25 points clear, like 92 to 67, winning 29 games out of 36. So they are absolutely by far well out clear compared to the rest of the league in general. They're currently top of the league as well, winning 4 games out of 5 so far. The danger man apparently is Emil Gojak, a Bosnian. He scored twice in the qualifying rounds. I think they beat Rosenborg to get through. Their budget, their highest transfer record, this is interesting, is 2 million, which I guess shows the size of the task that they've got, because we're obviously a much bigger club, and with all due respect to them, a much better team as well. They've been in the Champions League a few times, but never got past the group stages. They do play good attacking football, from what I can gather online, but I don't think they'll really fancy their chances. They've also got, by the way, Dani Olmo, a Spanish under-21 guy, who was key when the Spanish won the tournament in the summer. So he's got like a decent little pedigree there. So they have got some decent players from what I can gather. I don't know loads. If you know more about them than me, you probably do. Let me know in the comments what you make of them. But they probably will be the team that probably will be fearing being at the bottom of that. We should be beating this. Even if we played our big team, we should be beating Dinamo Zagreb. I'm not going to disrespect them, but we are a better team than them. Atalanta are a fascinating one. This will be the first time we played them, like Dinamo Zagreb. For what I know about Atalanta, I didn't watch many of the games last season. I saw the odd bit about them. They are basically Serie A's great entertainers. They finished third last season, ahead of both Milan clubs, ahead of Roma, loads of historically big clubs over there. And they took the Serie A last season by storm. Like Gasparini's got them playing a really intense, high-pressing football, usually like a 3-4-3 kind of thing. They've got just loads of energy. They run real heavy metal football, as that term was once phrased, where they get forward, they press a lot. Very quick 1-2s. They get into spaces a lot. They really kind of press teams, and they're very likeable. They've got like a really kind of like dynamic front three, like Zapata, Ilic, and then they've got Papu Gomez as well. They've got basically a really kind of versatile front three that can do a lot. Like Gomez is good at passing. You've got the dribbling of like Ilic, and then Zapata is a big guy. He's like 6'2", 6'3", or something like that. He can bulldoze past people, and he's not just a target man either. He can score goals, but he turns and runs at people as well. So they are going to give us some problems. We shouldn't take them for granted by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sure that you won't. I'm expecting that game to be fiery and absolutely go off. We obviously have more quality, but they'll be a team that has absolutely no fear, and they'll come at Manchester City, and they'll be at the San Siro. Interestingly, they are based just outside of Milan, but they're going to be using the San Siro, apparently, not sure why, for the Champions League game, so that's going to be interesting. Looking forward to this game though, because they are an entertaining team. They go for people. They've got goals in them, they've got a bit of skill, they've got a bit of energy, and it's someone fresh, new and exciting, and it's better than just heading over to East Europe as we always seem to do. But it's always good to play an Italian team because you get, a little kind of different kind of football and a little bit of spice. But I think in general, Manchester City should be quite confident. Let me know what you make of obviously those teams as well in the comments. But I see this as a big year for Manchester City. We all know how important the Champions League is to the club. We all know how important it is to Pep Guardiola. We know that he kind of hangs over us now, that we need to get that. It's the elephant in the room, the big kind of shiny elephant in the room that we need to kind of address. We need to win it at some point. And this year, we're ready for it. We're generally ready. Our squad is good enough. The players are ready. We have to take the next step now because we can win the league every season probably with Guardiola. We generally can. But I want us to go to the Champions League now. Want us to go against these teams and prove that we are the best team. We are the best team in Europe. And I feel like we can be the best team in Europe. And we need to take it seriously. We always take it seriously, of course, but we need to really, really focus. We should get through this group. Very little problems in theory. As long as we're professional, we can do, if we get to a situation where we win the first 4 games, we could play our B team for the final 2 games. I don't know the order of fixtures yet. Someone else will work that out. If you know, just let people know in the comments. But we have to be confident this year. I want nothing more than to watch Manchester City and David Silva at the end of the season pick up the trophy, because David Silva leaving, this is the chance for him to kind of go out on the high that he deserves for the 10 years at Manchester City. It's the one thing that I want now. For years, I've always wanted the Premier League, and I maintain that's the trophy that I demand more than others. But given how we've dominated the Premier League in the last 2 seasons, with a total of 198 points, averaging 99 points of the season, it's been absolutely crazy how much we've redefined the standards of the Premier League. But for now, I think I'm ready for the Champions League. I'd always would have chosen the Premier League previously, but now I know that we can unequivocally say we are the best team in England. And even if we didn't win the Premier League this season, and we only won the Champions League, no one would argue, as long as we were closely second, that we were the best team in the country and not best team in Europe, because it's just undoubted. I always wanted City to win back-to-back Premier League first. That's genuinely what I wanted. Now there's absolutely no doubt. We're just ready for it. We're just totally ready for it. I've always maintained as well, largely, to go against what I said, that you can't really claim to be the best team in Europe if you're not the best team in England. I think City are the best team in England, and I would love it if we did the double. That's like the ideal goal. I would take a lot for that. It'd be amazing. And I think Pep wants this. I think Pep, for all his doubts, he wants to win it with someone that isn't Barcelona and isn't with Messi. I don't for one second think Guardiola's a fraud. Of course he's not. He's a genius. There's no better at moulding a dominant, cohesive team than Pep Guardiola in world football. There's no one guarantees domestic success in the way that Guardiola does. But he knows that he wants to win it. You can tell. You can see the stress gets him. You can see that maybe other things. But I think this season we won't see anything where we're rotating players like we did against Spurs. We'll be playing our strongest team in the Champions League always. That'll be the one to take priority because that's how Guardiola, I think he sees it that way this season. So Atalanta, it's going to be interesting. They're the ones that are going to be fun to watch. Dinamo Zagreb, in theory, they're the whipping boys of the group, but I won't take them for granted because they're going to be confident because they score loads of goals, they win their games, and they'll probably be comfortable in the league. Shakhtar Donetsk, we know a lot about them. Skillful team, attacking team, loads of technically great players, loads of Brazilians you never even heard of that are really good. And this is our chance now to go really far into this competition. Fingers crossed. Let me know what you make of that. I want to say thank you as ever to all the people who helped support this channel, the patrons, all the names scrolling down the side. Thank you very much. You're all absolute heroes. As you saw on Twitter as well, I'm going to be doing some videos soon with the Athletic, which I'm quite excited about. Go download OneFootball, the link in the description, of course, as well below. For now, though, I'm going to go and do a little bit more research on some of these teams. Let me know in the comments what you make of those teams. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you very, very soon.